Coffee, cafe, Joe, Java. It's one of the most consumed beverages in the world. Most people drink it daily. Some people drink it 5 times a day. Today, we're going to be talking about all of the effects that it has on your body that you may not expect. Most people associate coffee with a sudden urge to go to the bathroom. Believe it or not, this has a lot to do with genetics. And it's true for some people. But the reality is, coffee's impact on our gastrointestinal system varies from person to person. While some may indeed find it relief in a quick trip to the restroom, others may be surprised to discover a different reaction, constipation, rather than the expected dash for relief. Now, you might be quick to attribute these effects to caffeine, the notorious culprit behind many of coffee's consequences. However, here's where it gets interesting. Research has shown that even decaffeinated coffee can elicit similar responses, challenging the assumption that caffeine alone is to blame. So, what's behind this mysterious dance between coffee and our digestive system? Gastrin, a hormone responsible for stimulating the secretion of gastric acid and promoting digestion. It's believed that coffee triggers the release of gastrin, setting off a chain reaction that influences our gut health and motility. Coffee could absolutely wreck your ability to sleep. Picture this. It's bedtime, you're tucked into bed, ready to drift off into a peaceful slumber. But wait, your mind is racing, your body restless. The culprit? That innocent cup of coffee you enjoyed earlier in the day. You see, the journey from wakefulness to sleepiness is governed by a delicate balance of hormones, one of which is adenosine. Throughout the day, our bodies steadily accumulate adenosine, signaling to our brain that it's time to wind down and rest. Now, here's where coffee crashes the party. With its caffeine content, coffee swoops in and blocks those adenosine receptors, disrupting the natural signals that promote sleepiness. Suddenly, that intended pick-me-up becomes a hindrance to your ability to catch some Z's. But wait, there's more. Caffeine doesn't just sabotage your adenosine receptors. It also throws a monkey wrench into your circadian rhythm, that internal clock that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. By interfering with the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for signaling sleep onset, caffeine can leave you feeling out of sync, like you're experiencing jet lag without the excitement of travel. Next up is coffee and anxiety. You see, while coffee offers a delightful array of flavors and aromas, it also packs a punch of caffeine, that notorious stimulant that can leave you feeling more than just alert. Caffeine's effects extend far beyond mere wakefulness. By activating the sympathetic nervous system, the body's fight or flight response, caffeine can trigger a cascade of sensations, from jitteriness to sweaty palms. But here's where it gets tricky. While caffeine may offer a temporary boost in energy, overdoing it can lead to a rise in baseline anxiety levels. Research suggests that even a slight excess of caffeine can tip the scales, increasing the likelihood of anxiety and panic attacks. In the world of sports and athleticism, caffeine reigns supreme as one of the most studied performance-enhancing substances. Yes, you heard that right. Caffeine, the very same stimulant found in your morning cup of joe. Why the spotlight on caffeine, you ask? Simple. Because it works. Extensive research has demonstrated its remarkable ability to enhance performance across a range of athletic endeavors, from boosting focus and endurance to enhancing strength and speed. Caffeine has earned its reputation as a powerhouse aid for athletes. And the best part? You don't need to guzzle gallons of coffee to reap the benefits. Just a low to moderate dose of caffeine, taken 60 to about 90 minutes before workouts or competitions, can work wonders. In fact, the impact of caffeine is so profound that organizations like the NCAA have taken notice. They've implemented caffeine limits for athletes, restricting the amount of caffeine in their systems to roughly 500 milligrams, equivalent to several cups of coffee. But here's where it gets interesting. While it's no surprise that coffee can temporarily elevate your heart rate and blood pressure, what may raise eyebrows is that decaf coffee can produce similar effects. This suggests that another ingredient in coffee may be at play. You might wonder what will happen if you suddenly stop drinking coffee. Well, you see, removing coffee from your routine is like wielding a double-edged sword. On one hand, bidding farewell to your beloved brew can trigger withdrawal symptoms as early as 12 to 24 hours after your last cup. You might start experiencing headaches, a painful reminder of the body's adjustment to life without its favorite stimulant. The irony, you ask? Caffeine, the very culprit behind these headaches, is also found in some common over-the-counter medications like Excedrin migraine. So in essence, kicking the caffeine habit can lead to headaches, which are often treated with, you guessed it, caffeine. Weird, right? Now, let's tackle the age-old debate. Is coffee dehydrating? The answer is as complex as the brew itself. While coffee is indeed a mild diuretic, prompting increased urination and fluid excretion, its hydrating effects may offset these losses, especially when consumed in moderation. However, if your caffeine fix comes in the form of concentrated shots or espressos, you may not be replacing the fluids lost through urination, potentially leading to mild dehydration. But fear not, for those occasional espresso indulgence is unlikely to pose a significant hydration challenge. And now, a word from my dear acid reflux sufferers. Coffee has long been accused of exacerbating acid reflux symptoms. But let's set the record straight. Contrary to popular belief, it's not about acid base balance or alkalinity. It's about gastrin, a hormone released in response to the bitter taste of coffee, triggers an increase in gastric acid secretion, leading to those uncomfortable reflux symptoms. So, it's not the acidity of coffee itself, but rather its bitter taste that stirs up trouble for acid reflux sufferers. Next, let's talk about coffee and medications. Does your coffee mess up your medication? The answer is yes. You see, coffee doesn't just mingle with your taste buds. It also interacts with your medications in a myriad of ways. Firstly, it can interfere with the absorption of medications, hindering their entry into your bloodstream. Studies have revealed that common over-the-counter medications like ketoprofen and paracetamol are significantly impacted by coffee intake, potentially diminishing their effectiveness. Secondly, coffee can disrupt the metabolism of medications by altering the activity of enzymes in your body. This can lead to unexpected fluctuations in blood levels of drugs such as clozapine, lithium, warfarin, and certain antidepressants, potentially increasing their potency and risk of toxicity. And thirdly, coffee can influence the excretion of drugs, affecting how long they linger in your system. This can result in increased excretion of essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, sodium, and chloride, as well as water-soluble vitamins like vitamin B. I want to know if you add anything into your coffee, like milk, cinnamon, or turmeric. Let me know in the comments below. And speaking of turmeric, you should check out our video on turmeric where we explore everything about turmeric, the potential benefits, and most importantly, the possible dangers. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next one.